Silence in the court. I don't know why I said that. Welcome back everyone to Voracity Magazine. The magazine is very important these days because people are confusing me with other Voracities, and no, I'm not on social media. I'm just on YouTube and I repost things on TikTok. No confusion please. 3 months ago, I made a video titled Reacting to Reactions to my BTS video essays. And in that video, I explain how YouTube gives me these notifications saying that certain channels are using a lot of my content in their videos. So that is part of fair copyright use. You can react to videos. It's just very important that you give commentary. And I did like a little bingo there to see if these reaction channels fall into this style of very lazy commentary or lack of commentary. I was called by some comments as a meanie. I was called a mean person because I made that video unprovoked. I just thought that it was a fun video to make. I love seeing that so many reaction channels react to my videos. So I said, if they are reacting to me, to my video essays, why can't I react to them as well? And it's mostly just fun and jokes because it's just YouTube. When I made that video, I mentioned that probably I could make this style of video maybe once a month. It's been 3 months. So welcome back. So today I'm going to be watching a couple of videos. YouTube sent me notifications saying check out this video and request a removal if you want to, but I'm also going to react to a couple of other videos. I'm curious and I want to know the reaction. This one is from March of last year, so almost 1 full year ago, and the title of the video is How BTS Alone Changed the Tiny Desk Concert. So according to YouTube, the match of this video is 90%. So this means that their video is actually 90% my video. That's why I received a notification. Okay, so here we have the bingo. This is the same one I used last time. So he will be reacting to how BTS changed Tiny Desk concerts, and his title is How BTS Alone Changed the Tiny Desk Concerts. It's pretty similar, and I am tempted to go with this one, no credit in title or thumbnail. Once again, I'm not asking you to say, oh my goodness, like thank you so much for making this video. You don't have to do all that. Just show somehow that this is not your video, that this is someone else's video. And I like that to be clear in the title or thumbnail, because some people may say, oh, like this is a very cool topic, let me see what this video essay person or commentator says about this topic, and then it's not you saying the commentary. If that's going to happen, I'd rather just that person going to my channel. This is the thumbnail, so you get 1 star, unfortunately. Also, by the way, when I received a video response to my video, this person said, oh, like, why are you doing a bingo? If you don't get a bingo, why am I guilty? Because, you know, this is a court. And I decide if I request a removal of your video or not. I am the judge here. I'm not requesting a removal for anyone. This bingo makes it very unserious.
In my last video, I just reacted to guide to BTS, for haters, skeptics, and non-pop fans by Voracity Magazine.
So he has a little bit of the basis. Loud crowd noise didn't allow them to hear the music of folk singer Laura Gibson properly, so they joked about having to perform.
I can see how that would pay somebody off.
A year later, in 2009, a big American show, they did invited BTS.
I like the outfit.
What I will recommend there, for example, is that even if you have a small comment, explore that, because when you react to this type of videos, of things that you don't know, that you're reacting to for the first time, you need to show your audience what you already know, so they guide you as well in the comments, and you grow your community, and you give your video a little bit of a substance. We see a little bit of you as a commentator in your video. As silly as it sounds, when you say, oh, like, I like their outfits there, go back and explain, what do you like about the outfit? Maybe it's a little bit of like off tangent, but You need to give us something. And YouTube algorithm also says, like, for copyright reasons, you need to give us a little bit more. We're from big events. Most
Imagine being so good.
first pause. 2 minutes and 45 seconds in. Not that bad. In 2020, most popular songs were lighthearted and not too serious, and many associated this with a phenomenon in music known as recession pop, which happens during times of economic crisis. Dynamite was BTS's. This is a very concise video because sometimes I talk so much. Sometimes I really get into it, and there's just so many subtexts to talk about and topic within topics. The thing with the Tiny Desk concert video that I made is that it's just about the Tiny Desk concert and the simple ways in which BTS changed the Tiny Desk concerts. A small chapter of that video has to do about recession pop eras over the years. What do you think about that? This video really focuses on one topic. So the tiny little things that we have here and there, that will be my question. Like, what do you think about those? Dynamite, BTS
I gotta
doesn't
go check that
completely
song out
address the
too,
elephant. What did he say? Dynamite, BTS
I gotta
doesn't
go check that
completely
song out
address the
too.
elephant. So here's another thing. In a video response to my first video doing this dynamic, this person said that what he said was very clear. Basically, like, judging me for not understanding. And here's the thing. English is my second language, but I think it's beyond that. Don't talk over the video. I don't care if some people may be able to hear it. This is not a good commentary video. This is not a good reaction video. If you're giving a lot of commentary or like some comments here and there that can be in your favor because you're giving commentary, but people should be able to hear you over the video. So you're not going to bother pausing. I'm not talking about this guy. This guy seems nice. I'm talking about other certain YouTube channels. When I put here, I can't hear you, it's because you're not talking clearly, because you're talking over the video. Maybe you are able to understand yourself, but that is not the point. The point is that this video is for your audience. Just don't be lazy. Make a good commentary video, okay? I'm not going to over-explain everything. I'm trying to be nice. I ask someone to please reach out their hand and save them.
The fact that they always have like very colorful hair and
in my opinion,
colorful
they
outfit.
chose this song. Save Me has both the recession music characteristic electropop sound and lyrics that express the feeling of hopelessness that the world was feeling.
I know their hairstylist, she or he, I know they make a lot of money, considering how frequently they say they change their hair.
Okay, so here's another pet peeve of mine. I understand that for a lot of people who don't know about BTS, they're just reacting to BTS for the first time. They have these typical comments. They do have beautiful skin. They do have colorful clothes sometimes, but their fashion is very, very good. Their hairstyles are very, very good. This is a video essay about how BTS changed the history of Tiny Desk concerts though. Because in this video, I explained that BTS selected 3 specific songs for their Tiny Desk concert. And I feel like they chose these 3 songs as some sort of a storytelling. Save Me was a pretty old song, but during the pandemic, Save Me was a good transition between Dynamite and Spring Day. What do you think about that? What do you think about what I just explained? And last song, Spring Day was the song that surprised Tiny Desk. He's still going about dyeing the hair. But yeah, I get it. Especially when you're first starting. Those are just tips that I would recommend. Not just to avoid this copyright thing, but to grow your channel.
I really gotta check him on RM. I haven't really listened to any of his songs.
Art industry. He was always saying that you should firstly be human.
I think I missed most of that because Namjoon is speaking. He is missing all of the explanation that Namjoon is giving about his song Yoon. That's another star for talks over important part. NPR launched their first official international series, Tiny Desk Korea.
Nice. That's how much influence they have, bro. That's how much influence they have. That's crazy.
NPR
머무는 휴식 같은 곡들로 채웠습니다.
It's been a long time. The video is about to be over and yeah, I can see there's not a lot of commentary. Launched the second international series, Tiny Desk Concerts Japan. So I believe for Taehyun's entire chapter, there was no commentary at all.
What do you guys think though? Do you think they actually impacted the Tiny Desk concerts, like how it's been run over the years before them? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think.
Geography. I also usually do this, like bring the question back to you guys, back into the comment section. But the thing with reaction channels is that you're supposed to give your opinion. Like, what do you think? Maybe I understand that you don't have like a lot of context and knowledge to give your opinion. Give your opinion about what you just have learned. And if you don't have a strong opinion, say, I actually don't know. I don't have a strong opinion about this, but here are my thoughts so far from what I've learned.
And again, big shout out to this lady that does this, Veracity Magazine.
Thank you.
She does an amazing job.
So 2 stars is actually not that bad. What is my deliberation? Unfortunately, in this case, I'm going to say that YouTube is correct. The YouTube channel say it on camera, did not follow the copyright laws. So for that reason, I declared this video guilty. However, it's a suspended sentence. It's not that big of a deal. And it looks like the beginning of good commentary. We just need more exploration of this topic. Oops. Maybe with BTS's comeback, we see more reactions from this channel. More reactions to BTS though. All love to all of the YouTube channels out there. If you're not reacting to BTS, I'm not watching. Case closed. That was one of the videos that were sent to me by YouTube, but I'm also curious to see other YouTube channels. For example, over here, I'm getting a recommendation by a channel called One In A Melon. It looks like she reacted to the problem with the masterminds behind BTS magazine reaction. Well, double reaction. We love that.
Back with more BTS from Veracity Magazine's videos. Support the original creator. The link will be in the description.
Like I mentioned, I'm not asking to extreme support, like go and subscribe to Veracity Magazine. But whenever a YouTuber does say that kind of stuff, I'm just very grateful. You know, the judge, me, because I'm the judge, is unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, being a little bit like biased because of these extra points that I'm keeping right here. I'm keeping them in my pocket because it's not part of the bingo.
Big hit before BTS.
When she killed is
Hey yo,
big elevation. We can see all the projects with a still bankrupt company. BTS becomes the biggest group in full creative freedom.
Okay, I was thinking that too.
There was a lot of my commentary, even an entire chapter without a real pause. And I get it because especially with the introduction section of the video, I'm just introducing the topic that I'm going to talk about. So what is the YouTuber supposed to say? I did notice the typical, I see a lot of, wow, that's crazy. She does say like a lot of right. But I feel like it's because she's really paying attention. As well.
Right.
Now, people who work with BTS and even their choreographer, it's not about creating a K-pop group. It's about their expertise. I love how like her face. I love it because it seems like she's trying to follow like what is the point of this video. I try to make my video essays with some kind of thesis statements, and with this one I feel like I just wanted to explore the topic. For her to watch this video as her second video, I feel like it's very interesting to me. I feel like she looks very, very confused. But you know what? Sometimes you're going to be confused. I'm not talking about her. I'm just saying in general for other YouTube channels, sometimes they are confused and they just get mad at me or they just try to avoid giving any opinion because it will show their confusion. But I feel like if you think my commentary is confusing, I feel like you should say that my commentary is confusing. That will help you a lot with the copyright laws and all of that I'm talking about. Her face, she seems a little bit confused about where this video is going.
But I mean, that's really interesting because like when I was looking at this list she put in, these are really successful. I mean, a lot of them are very successful.
That's exactly what I said in the video. Yes, they are successful in the K-pop industry. The 3 articles that I mentioned by Rolling Stone, Variety, and I don't remember the other one, those do not say these are the masterminds behind big K-pop groups. They say these are the masterminds behind the biggest group in the world. And they don't know how to create the biggest groups in the world. I have another theory, which is the RM theory that I will explain in a later chapter. But yeah, I'm not denying that these are big groups. I'm just saying that these are big K-pop groups. And that is a bubble.
But I've definitely heard of La Seraphim, New Jeans, 17, and Cat's Eye. I'm actually a big fan of Cat's Eye, but I don't know when this came out. A year ago. So yeah, a year ago was like when they first debuted, I think, no? So now, like, they've gotten even more successful, I think.
It doesn't matter. I get it, though. Like, this is good commentary. I'm just saying that. I literally mentioned that in the video. Now you can say that with their global groups that they are trying out, they're bringing more mainstream audiences to the Hype channel, let's put it that way. Hype America is literally done like in great part because of Geffen Records, which is UMG. It's not the masterminds behind BTS creating this American groups or global groups. It's a little bit of the minds of Hype and a little bit of the minds of the American music industry with a ton of support from UMG to target American audiences correctly and transform them into organic listeners.
Okay, but at least for me, Hype created Cat's Eye, right?
Yes and no. It was a little bit of Hype saying and a lot actually, Geffen Records. I hate this. Everything good or bad that happens to now, because it's not just Cat's Eye, there's going to be multiple global groups. I'm just saying it now so you are prepared. There's going to be multiple global groups created by Hype with Geffen Records. And the advantage that these groups have is, first of all, global appeal. Second of all, they are creating it with Geffen Records, who have people in the industry, like a little bit of insight in the American music industry. So that's an advantage. The credit would not just go to the masterminds behind BTS. The credit is shared. The K-pop groups, specifically BTS. BTS does not have a big label like UMG behind them. And you may say, what about the distribution deal that Big Hit or BTS has with UMG? A distribution deal is not at all the same as UMG themselves creating a group. UMG, Geffen Records, is going to pay a lot. They're going to pay, not just pay attention, but pay for, like other things. So their groups are guaranteed successes. BTS does not have that. UMG helps BTS with distribution because that's their deal, but it's not their job. It's not their real job. Their real job is these global groups. That is important to know.
It's like a global girl group. And I think they've garnered an American audience for sure. I mean, I think they did a really great job with creating Cat's Eye. Hype, like they created them.
Let's move on. She doesn't know, which is fine because when you're reacting, you're learning. Actually, if you see the final lineup, the American side wanted and the final lineup that the Korean side wanted, none of them got what they wanted. Some of the members that the Korean side wanted were there, and some of the members that the American side wanted were there. But once again, don't doubt for a second the power of being a product of UMG Records. Don't doubt it for a second.
That's what I mean. So, I think it's crazy. I honestly think it's crazy how they create so many freaking bands.
It's too many. This is something that I think about the entire K-pop industry. It's too much of the same. Unfortunately, that system makes you forget about the old ones. And by old ones, I mean like 2-year-old groups that were very big 2 years ago. You're going to forget about them, which is very unfortunate because these never become substantial artists. In the American music industry, if you really want to be like a BTS, a Justin Bieber, if you want to be like a Taylor Swift, you need at least a decade of hit after hit after hit. And the K-pop system does not allow that to happen. So how can you even attempt to create the next BTS, or not the next BTS, but just a successful group like BTS by creating these many groups? That's a topic for another video. You can find success with this system in the K-pop industry within K-pop fans, but that is not going to work in the global music market. And these K-pop labels are really trying to get into the global music market, but they're still failing. I wonder why. Oh, right, I just explained it. Anyways, in 2009, RM got the attention of the rapper Sleepy at an underground hip-hop crew's audition. The real mastermind choice Big Hit took was signing RM immediately and let him guide the group.
It's also really interesting. Obviously, BTS is like creates like all. Do they create all of their songs? Like every single one? I think so, right?
BTS doesn't write or produce all of their songs, but they do have a choice in the demos that they end up recording and like making their own. And that may seem very, very basic. You need to understand that in the K-pop music industry, a lot of these groups are just given their songs. There is this girl group that I included in another video. Years after the group disbanded, she made a TikTok explaining which songs she actually liked. She explained that the songs that she liked was because herself and her bandmates had a say in like deciding. Even if the members don't like the songs, they have to sing them. They have to sing them and they had to perform them. So BTS having at least the choice of finding songs written by other people or produced by other people, unfortunately, is considered a privilege that not a lot of K-pop groups have. You get BTS's previous and subsequent groups. Good in theory, nice music, talented people, hardworking people, but
Right.
no real mastermind, no biggest group in the world.
Okay.
She does not agree with my video. And that's okay. I'm very proud of that video and I stand by everything I said because believe it or not, people change their minds. And sometimes I put hundreds of hours of work into a video and years after, I disagree with myself. But in the case of this one, I agree 100% with myself. And I would even go even further with some of these opinions. I feel even more right now because when I made that video, BTS were on a break from group activities because they were in the military. And we were seeing these K-pop and global groups rising to fame a little bit. But now they are way bigger than they were before. And BTS is coming back. And now I'm seeing the entire picture. And I can totally see now, even clearer, how right I was when BTS were in the military when I made this video.
They didn't find RM. Like, they were lucky to find RM. They, like, you know, RM being in, having the exposure and being found by Sleepy that one time is obviously lucky, and being signed by him, right? So that's something. Like, I mean, what if he was never, like, what if he never put out his music and all that stuff? There's probably a lot of underground people who are not, don't have the exposure or not found yet.
I don't think it's about exposure. I feel like Big Hit did a great job finding underground artists. If they didn't find RM, they would probably find another very great artist like him. That was the case also for the other two trainees who were first part of BPB, the first BTS. The thing that they hit the jackpot with was definitely, this is going to sound so corny and so army of me, but it was finding RM's heart because RM's music was great. Guys, if you're interested, search for the other two trainees' music with Namjoon as BPB. That was great. So it's not just about the good talent, it's about the good heart that Namjoon led the group with. It was Namjoon's heart and mind and the soul that he brought to BTS.
The only one I really know of is Cat's Eye, and I love them. Man, like, I think they're so talented. I end up loving older songs. Like, I guess the big singles, right? Like, Gnarly had a lot of hate. And their group performance, the live performance, saved that song. And then their new song, in the song, they say, eat zucchini. After a few listens, that shit is so catchy. They're so talented and beautiful. Like, I saw them on TikTok, and I fell in love with them. Like, they look so good.
Mentions random K-pop artists in non-related topic. I feel like it definitely is related, but this commentary definitely turned into a commentary about another group. What a lot of people do with reaction videos is because they're getting introduced to new stuff, they explain what they already know, and that is key. That is great. That is a recommendation that I give all of the time. Explain to us what you already know, but always bring it back to the main topic. But this is good commentary either way.
I guess that's it for this video. I feel like I couldn't really fully give my opinion or my knowledge on this video as much because I lack the knowledge about BTS and K-pop artists and how they grow. I can't wait to watch more of her videos. She does such a great job with them. And this one was very interesting to watch too.
Very, very good reaction actually. This video actually made me realize something about my own videos, which is there are levels to these video essays because as general public friendly as I try to make all of my videos be, sometimes they are not, because sometimes I may try explaining everything, but you need to have like a little bit more basis. So maybe before watching this video, you would understand more if you watch other videos about the industry, other of my video essays if you want to. Here's the thing, even though she seemed a little bit confused and she did explain that she doesn't know much about the subject, so she was just trying to say something, do you see how her video is still had a lot of commentary? Because if you don't have a lot to say, then explain. I don't have the knowledge. This is just like what I'm learning, and the only thing that I know is this other group. She's trying to give us something because this is what reaction channels should be doing. Does she have any stars in the bingo? She has one. Mentions random K-pop artist in a related topic. It is related though. So I feel like that star shouldn't go there. but it was a lot of. No, it was related. This is my verdict. The channel One In A Melon is completely innocent. Case closed. Let's see this one. New BTS fan watches a guide to BTS for haters, skeptics, and non-pop fans by Shade Reacts Live.
I'm really excited to learn more about the band. I know they've been doing this a long time. You guys said that they have over 400 songs.
I thought he was going to say over 400 years in the industry.
Reacting to the guide that was made by Veracity magazine. I wanted to do this shorter one first, just to really dip my toes and understand who these guys are.
And you know what is exactly why I made that video with this guy. What I wanted to do is just explain to all of the general public, please forget the preconceived notions, at least just for this, so I can explain to you how wrong you are. Open your mind. Some people say, like, and they swear, no, but I do though. I respect boy bands. You're already saying that they are a boy band. Also, to all the people saying, I don't like that guy, that Veracity magazine guy. She did this member so dirty, and you didn't explain this and about this member, and you forgot about that, and you didn't say anything about the personality of this one member. I received those comments for every single member, but this is not that type of video. The people this video is for, haters, skeptics, and non-pop fans, don't care if BTS are funny. They have this preconceived notion that BTS are not good artists. So they are not even going to try to pay attention to the lyrics, their story, their talents. They don't care if they are funny, if they have this cute characteristic. They don't care. So I didn't pay attention to that. Once they start seeing, oh, like these are actual like good artists, now I'm going to fall in love with them. But that takes time.
So it's easy to assume that yet another boy band is just not for you, especially a K-pop boy band.
I'll say right away, is one of the reasons why I did not check out BTS until now.
Thank you so much for admitting it, because I'm tired of the people saying, no, but I'm super open-minded. And then you see the reactions and I don't believe them. At least this person is saying very clearly, yeah, I have these preconceived notions and that's why I didn't listen to BTS for a long time. But at least he's admitting it. Finally, some honesty.
Like just being like hand up accountability here. I'm not a big boy band fan. To be fair, I'm really not a pop fan.
I made this video for people like you because I am like you. When it comes to BTS really is the exception. And that's why I care so much about introducing the general public and non-pop audiences to BTS's music. I like that he's admitting his real starting point, because so many people say, no, like I have the most open-minded mind in the world and they don't, because they have all of these preconceived notions. So let's see what he says.
Like that's something I assume about K-pop, is that a lot of the behind the scenes is done for the groups, right? Like the songs are written for them, they're produced for them, the choreography is done for them, the shows and the venues are picked for them, the music videos are directed and edited and produced for them. And so this is actually really cool, kind of given the background of BTS didn't have that, that top tier label at first. And
thank you for just accepting it, because why are some people combative? I understand maybe not trusting completely in a stranger, but if you're going to be like that, then don't react. Question some things. But if you don't know anything about the industry and you want to learn, maybe listen to my points first. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that some reaction channels who don't know anything about the industry are so combative to everything that I say, and I just don't get it. And also, you can see a difference in energy. Don't react to videos you don't want to react, because when you're forced to react for clout, we can tell, or at least I can tell, because some people just give these hundreds of thousands of views to some of these reaction channels who do not care about BTS, who are not even interested. And it's like, why are you a reaction channel then? Reaction channels are supposed to be, I don't know, maybe more open-minded, because you're reacting to different stuff that you have never reacted to before, they have never watched before. Isn't this what you're trying to do? Anyway, end of rant.
No, you shouldn't recognize them by their hairstyles because they changed their looks a lot. No, their songs are not all right because they changed their...
Whoa.
That picture always gets them.
Is it Jungkook? I don't know Korean pronunciation. I speak a little Japanese, and so my Japanese pronunciations are okay. I don't know any Korean pronunciation, so I'm apologize in advance if
it's completely different. My first language is Spanish, and as a Spanish speaker, actually, I can read Japanese as well very, very well, because the pronunciations are very, very similar. The Korean language, the English language, and the Spanish language, we don't have the same vowels.
I'm gonna assume that's Jimin, Jungkook, Taeyong, Hosok, Yoongi. Oh, that might be Japanese coming out. Yoongi, aka Suga. Let's go. So Seokjin. Oh my god, Namjoon. I need someone else to say these names so I can just repeat that instead of trying to read.
Well, this is an introduction to BTS, so don't worry. I'm going to pronounce also the best way I can.
Oh man, I feel like I just lost subscribers trying to say that shit.
looks a lot. No other songs are.
Fuck, I don't know your name. I only know two, and now that I'm seeing them in different hairstyles, I'm not sure if I remember which one. Wait, Jungkook, right? Cook. He's the one with the piercing.
Okay, but in the end, every star
I love
R&B,
R&B and hip-hop.
in which his introspective words
my
can
heart.
properly shine.
Here we go. It was just a tiny moment, but I need to use my bingo cards. Talks over important part. I'm sorry, I need to use my bingo. Like, I worked so hard on this 3 months ago.
Guys, I'm already gonna apologize way in advance for still fucking up all of their names. Not like the pronunciation, because once I hear it, I'll be able to pronounce it. But just because they changed their hairstyle so much, it's gonna be hard.
The other thing that always, it doesn't irk me, that's a little bit of a strong word, but it really, like, I'm tired. We know that you need like some weeks, months, even like armies are going to wait for you to learn their names. You think we learned their names since day one? And maybe because you are reacting to this for the first time, you feel like, oh, like this joke of me apologizing, like I'm so sorry for not knowing these names already and mispronouncing them. Maybe you feel like these jokes are so creative, but every single reaction channel says the same thing. So boring. But that is just a personal opinion though. It's not a real opinion. I'm just joking. Please, I'm not a mean person. The people who told me that my last reaction to reactions video was so mean, I'm sorry. It's just that sometimes I like to joke. I do have these opinions, but it's not like I'm going to hate you because you say this kind of stuff.
Sugar? August D? Yoongi?
Because that is his
He
point.
said everything right. He just locked in. Do you see that man's eyes?
Last name is John, first name is Jungkook.
Jung and JT on the main now.
I'm Jungkook.
Jungkook is the male mainstream
That Jung and JT on the main now, and then that part confused so many of the general public, and I know that it was going to confuse people. It's just that sometimes I just cannot contain myself, and I need a little bit of a joke for ARMY and ARMY only. So I'm sorry, general public, for confusing you about that section of the video. If you don't know though, Justin Timberlake participated in a remix version of Jungkook's song 3D, and he said Jung and JT on the main now. Like, he's calling Jungkook John and he is JT. But he's completely wrong because the way Jungkook writes his name is Jung space Cook. And so many people, and even like people who work in the industry, like magazine people and music podcast people who are supposed to be professionals, they believe that Jung is Jungkook's first name and Cook is his last name. But no, Jungkook's last name is actually John, and his name is Jungkook. So it's Jungkook or Jungkook John. That's why I included that other video. I know it's going to be so confusing, but I just cannot get into it in this video because this is an introduction video. I just had to include that little bit of a joke for armies. Look at any reaction out there of that section of this video. They're all confused. Like, what just happened there? And I am sorry about that. I'm not. I would include it again.
What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna listen to some more of the hits, like the ones you guys have recommended in all the comments on the Dynamite video.
So many people say this, right? First, I'm going to react to the hits. You need to understand that BTS is an unusual group in the mainstream global industry. If you start just looking at the hits, you're going to be looking not necessarily what BTS wanted to promote and be a hit, but what the Western music industry were willing to promote and make a hit. BTS promoted songs like Mic Drop and Fake Love like hell. Like, they did so much for those songs, and they didn't receive as much recognition as their hits like Butter and Dynamite and My Universe. That, yes, of course, that is part of them, and they do a lot of pop music, very good pop music. And guess what I'm trying to say is that if you want to start with the popular songs, ask ARMY which are the most popular songs that ARMY wants you to react. Because if you go to YouTube and see the videos with the most views, you're probably not going to see a good representation. Those songs were the songs that the American music industry said, okay, this is good enough because we're not actually going to take you seriously with your other projects. You need to be singing English. So if you are not, then we don't really care about you, BTS. That's what the industry said. I know it's hard to just hear into what I'm saying and believing it right away, but it is true. I go into it in my other video essays. This is not a video essay, this is a guide. But I go into all of these topics in my video essays. It's like a constant fight of BTS with these big corporations and industries that are very well established and that don't receive any benefit promoting BTS as a serious musical act. The industry benefits promoting BTS as this bubblegum boy band that sings Dynamite. And of course, BTS can be bubblegum pop and they're going to release Boy With Love and Dynamite and all of that, but that's just one of their many facets. And the industry takes advantage of that and only pays attention to those because that takes away credibility from them. If you're interested about those topics in BTS's history, told not just by me and many other armies, but by BTS themselves, because I quote their book, I quote their own words, their own stories told by them. So it's not just me creating these crazy theories, it's me giving you a lot of the context of BTS in the industry, because it seems like this guy is very open-minded and a lot of reaction channels are, and that is great, but it's still very hard for people to understand the cultural context that BTS is in, not just because they're Korean. Yes, they're going to face a lot because they're Korean, but beyond that, they're going to face a lot because BTS still to this day are not signed to an American label. And many may say that doesn't really matter. It matters way more than you believe. This is not like shame on you for not knowing the cultural context. Not shame on you. Same. I didn't know. This video was 3 weeks ago. Okay. I don't love necessarily watching reaction channels that react to the entire K-pop industry, or not the entire K-pop industry, but they react to multiple K-pop acts at the same time along BTS. What I don't like about that is that they start mixing up the information. So when I explain BTS's story in the industry, it really is BTS's story only. They see how each BTS member brings such a different, unique, and voice to the group, and they expect that from other K-pop groups. They start bringing this compliment to these other groups that I'm so sorry, no, they do not. And that's not a bad thing. I like other groups that don't necessarily have all of this dynamic that BTS brings. But what I am saying is that BTS does have that, and that makes them an exception, is their artistic diversity. Like each member, these 7 members are so different to the other, and somehow they all go together very, very well. Anyways, it's been 3 hours of me recording. I wanted to react to 4 videos like last time, but I feel like this time I'm only going to react to 3. Oh, and by the way, he got 1 star that is kind of like, does he really deserve that 1 star? Let's just say it. I declare Shade Reacts Live completely innocent. Case closed. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video, and let me know if I'm still too mean. All of the 3 reactions that I saw today, I like them all. Anyways, the court is adjourned, or whatever they say. Bye.